Alright guys, Scott here from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetalDetecting.com, and in the house we have our famous mascot Rocky. Good morning, Rocky. It is like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're up early because the Manticore has arrived. We put it together last night, charged it all night. It takes about 7 hours when you fully assemble it to charge, headphones, everything. It is fully charged, ready to go. So this morning's video, or this video today, is going to be basically on the construction quality of the machine. I'm going to show you some of the things that were concerning to a lot of folks, and I'll let you determine whether or not they address those concerns or not from the Equinox. I will say right now up front, based on my limited time with this machine so far, if you're out here comparing this machine to the Equinox, you guys need to move on. This is not an Equinox. This is not even close. This is a different machine. This is, well, I think somebody had said this is the next level up from that. So I am fully believing that after checking out the owner's manual. The quick setup guide does not do it justice. You need to get the manual, so you need to go out to their website and download on Minelab.com. Download the owner's manual. You can do it even without owning the machine, just to get an idea what you're up against. There's a lot of easy stuff to do, but when you get into the details of this machine and what you can do with it, it is next level, folks. So for everybody out there trying to compare this to to an Equinox, now granted, I haven't seen the 900 yet or the 700, so I don't know what they put into that except for what I've seen in tech specs. But I can tell you up front that this machine is way different and a little bit more, well, with a lot more advanced and complicated once you get into the guts of it. So, all right, so let's just focus on a couple things. So I just want to kind of give you guys a quick look at, what this machine looks like and what it's made up of. It's got a carbon fiber shaft that goes all the way to the coil. So it's nice. It's got these real nice cam locks on it that just flip open, and you can basically slide your coil. I have one hand here, so I can't really slide it very well, but this, from the coil back to this cam lock, it slides in, and then you have another cam lock here, does the same thing, and from this point it slides back in. So it compacts really nice. I believe it's 24 inches it compacts to. So if you're backpacking this thing, or if you're in the water hunting, that'll be very convenient for you. If you're, underneath a bank or something, you can extend this thing out, or you can make it shorter. It's going to be really nice for that. The one other thing that I wanted to bring up is the charging port. Now, that is very similar to the Equinox, but let me get the Equinox and show you something. All right, I brought out my Equinox. I just wanted to show you, if you look real closely to the charging port, it's pretty much the same as the Manticore. So I know there's been some concerns about this port. So I'm not really sure if they did any improvements on the construction there. I mean, the housing itself is different, way different than Equinox, but I mean, it feels stronger, it feels better, to be honest with you, in the Manticore versus the Equinox. But the port itself, the charging port itself, does not look like it has changed. The one thing I did notice it changed, and it could be because my Equinox is older, the magnetic connectors seem to be really, really strong. Like, let me show you. I got the charging cable here. Hold on, I'll show you. So let me see if I can get this in close for you can see, but basically here's the charging cable, and I'm just going to try to get as far away from it as I can, and when you get close to it, it just all goes into place for you. I don't remember ever doing that on the Equinox, but let me try it on the Equinox and we're not comparing the Equinox really, but woo, dang, I'm breaking it already. Sorry about that. No harm here. Trust me, we're good. All right. So if I put this charging cable up, because it's the same cable, charging cable for the Equinox, does it have that much grab? No, it really doesn't. But it does, but I don't know. Maybe it's because it's new. I don't know, man. I don't think anything's changed from the port, except for probably the construction of the box. All right, it looks pretty beefy. You know, they've got a nice rubber, feels like a rubber top to it up here. This one had it too, but I mean, it's definitely a thicker box if you look at both of them from the side. So, I mean, clearly I think this is made better construction-wise. But I know people were concerned about the charging port and what it looks like, and is it the same? To me, it looks like it's the same, but I mean, I don't know. You tell me. All right, let's look at the coil and how it's connected to the shaft. Now, I disassembled mine just to give you an idea so you can see. One of the cool features that I noticed is these rubber gaskets, or whatever you want to call it. Check that out. You're not going to lose them anymore. They kind of fit in there. They have fittings. So put them in there. They stay in there. They don't fall out. I was actually surprised because I was looking for them in the box. I was like, where are they? Where are they? But they're already on the coil. So when you get your Manticore, your rubber gaskets are already on the coil. They're already locked in place. They're tight. They don't fall out. That's nice. Now, I know a lot of people were concerned about the ears and stuff. Well, they removed the ears off the coil and basically put them on the lower shaft. So in theory, if your lower shaft breaks, it's a lot cheaper to replace your lower shaft than it is the coil itself. But if you check out the ears here, they're flexible and they're pretty thick, and I don't think we're gonna have a problem with the ears breaking off. You might, but like I said, if they do break, then all you gotta do is replace that lower shaft, and that should be a very significant price decrease or fix if you're out of warranty. So, and then you have this one bolt that screws in. Basically, you put it on, screw it in. That's it. Make it tight, not too tight. That is basically what it looks like for the quality construction of the ears of the shaft. So I think it's a better solution, honestly, than what they had before. So that should solve, I think, some of the problems we have had. I personally haven't had them, but a lot of people have. Let's go back up to the cuff, arm cuff. I do like this. This cuff is very flexible. If you check it out here, you can bend that around pretty good. We'll see how long that holds up over time, but I like the fact that you can push this button in, and basically you can then slide the arm cuff any way you want and adjust it and then lock it in place. So that's a nice feature. I do like that because I do adjust mine a bit when I'm using it, and so I can get it exactly where I want it. And then when you put your arm in here and get it snug, this thing is going to be very well balanced. So I will tell you, it's a little bit heavier than I was expecting, but I don't think it's going to be a major issue because it does feel pretty balanced. And the one thing I did notice on the handle compared to the Equinox, again, I'm not comparing the Equinox, I'm just comparing the problems we have with the Equinox. They've included this little stopper here, so when you grab a hold of the handle, your fingers tend to rest there versus under the box. And I think that was the problem with the Equinox. So I'll bring it back out again. So with Equinox, there was nothing to stop your hands from hitting the bottom of your control box. And so now you have this lip that you can rest your hands on, which is very nice, and it won't be sliding up and hitting the box as much. So that's nice. And the grip and the handle itself has a grip to it, so it feels good. This one never really did, but I mean, it still wasn't bad, but definitely a big change in the grip as far as the Manticore goes. All right, guys, that's really it for this video. I just wanted to give you some physical, the physical look at this machine and where the improvements were made from previous machines. I think overall it's a really well built machine. I like the new features it has as far as the cam locks, the coil connections, the arm cuff. I have not even turned the machine on yet, so we're going to start looking into the guts of this machine, what it has to offer. So stay tuned. We're going to do a bunch of new videos. I will create a channel playlist on the Manticore, and I'm going to start my series of beginner videos on this machine so people can get up to speed running quickly. We'll try to get this thing out in my test guard just to run through some targets just to hear what it sounds like. But for now, we're going to stick with this and then get ready for the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another Mental Metal video.